This is the rear seat for the skiff. This is a skiff chair that gets placed on this rear seat, doesn't get attached. From what I've seen, they're generally not attached. They're just setting there. And a lot more comfortable to sit into this than it is to just sit on this. Although, you throw a seat cushion on here, it's not a big deal. It's just more comfortable for your arms and your back on here. And we are going to, because I plan on taking people out in this boat, I am going to copy this and make at least one of them, maybe two. Maybe I want two of my own, or maybe I'll put this one in there and one of my own. I don't know, but I plan on rowing two people and in a St. Lawrence skiff. This being in the back. I got to get up there. I'm not sure which is the back. But the middle seat is where you row by yourself. If you have other people, you put a person with one of these, or just sitting on the middle seat, a person in the back, and you sit at the other end. You turn around and row the opposite way that you normally row by yourself. It's double-ended, so it works that way. Let's take a look at some details. So you can see there's the 4 holes I was talking about. Possibly it could have been used as a chair, but also in this hole, I think there's a screw in there that's attaching that to that. Or maybe it's just part of the tenon. I'm not sure. Very traditional here. This piece right here is coming in, and it was split, and a wedge was driven up. You can actually see it very well here because it's a different color. But also there was an issue here. You can see where this has been filled, where this split. Maybe they drove that in too hard and it split that, but somebody's filled it in. It looks like it's not a big deal at this point. Here's the screws that are holding this back to this arm, and you can see where it's stepped here. There's a lot of interesting joints and steam bending. There's a big combination here. Now, I said before that I thought maybe this was where it had rubbed, maybe on a counter or something, but now I see it's wrapped around. I think something was on here and squeezed it like a clamp or something. You can actually, almost looks like the grain has been compressed a little bit. Maybe I'll learn how to do this and put this type of stuff in there too. Although I kind of like the idea of it just being wood with maybe some flat slats rather than these round ones, so they'd be comfortable to lean against. Let's take a look at this here. I mean, if you've made chairs before, this is a fairly normal bunch of joints and stuff. Here's where it's actually a separate piece. There's a joint there. Actually, it looks like maybe it's been repaired. Like this wood doesn't match. Looks like there was a problem here, and they put a new piece of wood in here. Oh, just on the outside. Okay. So you can see right there, must have been some damage or some rot. They worked this piece in. I love looking at old stuff and finding where people have made repairs. And, you know, it almost looks like it was split right here. Like maybe they had a problem with the steam bending where it split off. They didn't want to waste it, so they put that piece in. But that, to me, looks like it might be cherry or maybe maple. Not sure. But this is definitely oak here. This is, everything else seems to be oak. I think that's going to be a fun project and hopefully interesting for you guys. So I'm not going to copy this skiff chair exactly. I am going to keep the basic shape the same. I'm going to sort of copy this and this, the way they're hooked together here. I may make some slight modifications in these, and whether this is this type of stuff back here, or if it's just some more of these things, maybe just one here and one here. I'm not sure about that yet, or about the base, whether it'll have this or be solid. I think maybe they're this way because they'd be a little bit lighter, but I'm not sure about that either. I've looked at a lot of them, and they're almost always a frame of a seat with this in the center. So I think that's going to be a good way to use those new skills I have for steam bending. I've already got the white oak. I want to see if I can do it. And I think it might be an interesting thing for you guys to come along and watch. Well, as you can see, when I filmed the videos about this chair, which is beautiful, it's in great condition, it looks really nice, I actually was looking for a chair like this one. So this is how it has helped me to do so much rowing. I was rowing along. People like to talk to you when you're rowing near the islands. And one of the ladies on the islands, Debbie Mills, was kind enough to say, hey, I've got an old chair and you can have it. And this is exactly the kind of chair, the style of chair that I wanted. I wanted a chair with a wooden back, not a chair that has this. And this is the one that I want to copy. After everything I said about the other one, this is the one that I really want to deal with, and I'm looking forward to making. I mean, a lot of things are the same. It's a little less complicated back here for sure. The one thing I'm not sure about, and let me see if I can make this gimbal work, is how the seat was attached. There's some kind of piece of wood here with some staples going down through, but no holes going down like this one has for all these pieces of reed or whatever that is to go through. So I don't know if this was maybe you made a solid section of this and then you put it into here, but I do see indications of crisscross. So it was something like that, just not sure how that works. So I'm hoping that maybe somebody has seen that before. But again, white oak, steam bent. This is steam bent. Very cool. Whoops, I'm pointing at things you're not seeing. So again, this is steam bent. This is steam bent. This is obviously hand cut. Looks like a scroll saw or something. It's not very even. And this has the traditional metal rods with the nuts at each end that are holding it together. Even though that if you look underneath, it still has the wedge here that's holding this in place. It has the original, look like leather pieces with something underneath them, maybe a wooden wedge, that protects the seat of the boat and also holds the chair at a little bit of an angle. So I've seen that in a lot. This one doesn't have it, but I've seen a lot of the chairs where there's actually a separate piece of wood in here that does that. So now this is the update. Everything I said about the other chair still goes for this chair. I want to make a chair myself, or maybe two, to put in this boat up here, this skiff. And this is the back right here. So that's it for our deep cuts for this week. The footage of this chair was stuff that I had filmed a couple weeks ago and never used. And now it's today, which is the day we release the video. It's Friday, I think October 2nd. And I'm making this part of the video with this new chair because I'm really excited about this. A little easier, a little less daunting of a style, and it's the style that I wanted. It's a very comfortable to sit in this chair in the back of a skiff. You get your arms up on here, nice rest for your back, but it doesn't sit up too high. I'm going to love it. Looking forward to it.